foot control on the road at Michigan. We'll see what adjustments Kim Barnes-Rico and her staff have come up with. And we'll see if Michigan State can hold the rope and start this game the way they finished the last one against Michigan.
It'll be Michigan State basketball to start. Already a tough drive there by Theron Halleck. Jocelyn Tates with a tough stop.
Well, both of these teams, they want to attack the cup. They want to get downhill.
Another opportunity for Michigan State and putting it away. Jaden Simmons working the glass.
Well, that's where Michigan State struck gold. The last time these two teams met, it was a 44-24 advantage in paint points for Michigan State. A lot of that occurred in the second half. And we were at the practice this morning, and Robin Freilich, the head coach for Michigan State, she told us we got the defensive stops in that second half and played at the pace that we wanted because of it.
She said, I want to start this game like we played in that second half where we scored 59 points. Kim Barnes-Rico in her 13th season leading the Wolverines, sitting at 277 wins at Michigan. A win today would be 278, tying John Beilein for the most in Michigan basketball history. Swords sweeps through.
Trying to clog the paint. It's going to be a battle of paint points. We're going to keep an eye on that as this game continues to unfold. And you see Michigan here looking like they're in some kind of a matchup zone, just guarding areas and bumping off.
Threading her way inside. Simmons now 2 for 2 from the field in the last couple possessions.
Well, Olson stunted on that second line of defense. She should have stayed and walled up.
Here comes the pressure from Michigan State. They are 8th in the country in turnovers forced, lead the Big Ten in steals per game. Powering her way to the rim, the freshman from Minnesota, Olivia Olson. Jocelyn Tates, nifty behind her back. Julia Ayrault to center, plays inside out. She goes inside to Grace Van Sluten, her second straight game in the starting lineup. Here's Simmons, 26% three-point shooter this season at that. Her teammates trusting her. Swords misses the look inside, battles for that loose ball.
She didn't have to overthink it. 10 toes down, lift and flick.
Halleck, a lot of speed with the ball in her hand to the cup.
And her first step when she attacks the hip of opponents defensively is just a blink of an eye.
Hobbs, quick trigger, the trailer can't get that to fall, and Michigan starting 1 of 4 from the floor.
That makes it tough because Michigan State wants to push tempo whether they score the ball or not. They're pushing with the pass.
Camp Trader in the passing lane. Almost tipped away. Halleck, you know where she is at all times.
Oh, she is so quick with those hands.
The Olson splashes it home, getting herself free. That is a highly difficult play.
Yeah, you got to meet her on the catch and get disruptive in her shot pocket. Have to have that comfortable time, the comfortability of that catch and shoot.
The patented full court pressure from Michigan State. Second time these Wolverines have seen it. Even though it was in their home building, Coach Kim Barnes-Rico said it's just a different kind of experience. They speed you up. A team that depends on freshmen, that made a difference.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, it's a containment 2-2-1 by Michigan State. They're not looking to trap it.
Jordan Hobbs gets herself to the rim for an easy 2, what the Wolverines needed.
Yeah, that defensive door opened along the baseline. You got to put your foot on that baseline, turn him back to the corner.
And the shoe made lethal.
Everyone's talking about the transfer portal and oh my goodness, but sometimes you know if you're wearing shoes that don't fit, you can take them off and get the ones that fit you and find that comfortability, and she has done that.
The freshman Holloway getting it over half court, looking for Camp Schrader. And Olson always working the glass, cleats it alive. Mila Holloway, tough take, would not be denied. Here's Halleck making the defense look every which way, but she can't convert.
Yeah, but she can get you off balance so quickly, just slight with that change of direction.
Holloway, 10 points, 4 assists per game. 5 now to shoot for Nyla Hampton and the Spartans. Going to work against Holloway. And just get the wall.
How many times did that go around? Almost 3, my goodness.
Oh, and she gets the steal, threading the needle to Satoma. The give and go, and the foul
was flipped and then some in that second half. We were in gaps. We were able to attack the paint.
For Big Ten Freshman of the Year, as Michigan now 10 to shoot. Hobbs poked away or off her shoe. It's Michigan State ball.
Hampton with those quick cat-like reflexes there, getting her hand on the basketball yet again for a steal.
Tate stopping on a dime, getting through. Hampton keeps it alive. Van Sluten, the power finish. Coach Barnes-Arico said in the first half when things were choppy for us, she was getting offensive rebounds, giving us possessions, efficient in the paint. She's a huge factor. Here's Hobbs, a three from the corner, taken by Arold, sprinting up the floor.
And Tate did a good job of boxing out. Arold, the recipient of that box out, and grabbed the possession for the team. That's what it takes, a collective effort.
Van Sluten again almost throws it out of bounds.
Arold's puppies were shadowing that sideline. I'll tell you that, those heels. She had to lift them up to stay in bounds.
Arold now wants it in the paint against the freshman guard. It's poked away. Holloway can't get to it. 3 seconds to shoot now for the Spartans. Tate flipping it up. Van Sluten battling, and it's Michigan ball.
Michigan trying to get the tempo they want.
Up ahead, sprinting the floor and rewarded. Tayala Del Foss, a freshman.
So much fluidity there on the open floor for the freshman.
Christy, you love to say the go-go gadget arms.
The go-go gadgets, yes. I mean, she just laid out and just stretched herself to the rim. It was beautiful.
Isn't it nice when basketball is aesthetically pleasing?
Love that.
10 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. A 5-point lead for the Spartans in an excellent first quarter.
Double drag action by Michigan on that one.
Swords is stripped. Hampton takes a look. She'll be well short, but that defines the defense. Side by side, Watkins was challenged by Ohio State. Not efficient from the floor, but you know that she's going to put up those points.
Yeah, she made 5 shots, but still, her team got the win. But I tell you what, Lauren Betts, and when you say Player of the Year, you're not just speaking of Big Ten Player of the Year, you're talking National Player of the Year, and that's what Big Ten women's basketball is all about, the best of the best.
And we still have yet to find out. The Big Ten tournament coming up starting March 5th. Will a Big Ten championship run through Los Angeles? A lot to be determined when we get to the postseason tournament. Here's Theron Hallett. Can't get that three to fall. Slipping in is Tate.
Well, it's all about the grit right now. The battle on the glass and those possessions have become invaluable.
Michigan State with the lead on the glass 10-6 here early. And here Halleck is going to reset. 4 on the clock now to shoot. She's going to have to get something up against Olson, too strong. And Wolverines will take over control.
Well, it's a 10-8 win for Michigan State in their paint points. And a 7-5 advantage in fast break for Michigan.
Oh, what a play there, slicing her way inside. Brooke Quarles Daniels, a transfer from Oakland.
BQD, that's what I call her, I'm telling you. That first step, no one was there to help. No one came over to rotate. Free and easy. Speaking of free and easy, snatched that like a grape off a vine.
A thief and the assist. Syla Swords knocks it down, and we are tied.
Transition triples. That's why Michigan is 3rd best in terms of their 3-point percentage. And they have been really effective and efficient in the last 2 games that have been wins for them.
Hobbs, the inbounder, just gets it into Swords, being guarded by the 6'3" graduate student Arold. She still attacks the rim and sticks with it.
How about that? Those straight line drives. That's what Theron Halleck and Julia Arold discussed with us after shoot around this morning. They said, hey, we've got to contain the straight line drives. Robin Freilich said as much as well.
To the cup is Theron Halleck with the response. And that first lead of the game for Michigan, short-lived. Olson has that poked away. It'll stay here.
But it's up to you to execute it. And if you can speak it back to me, that means that you need to get the job done.
Wow, the block. One of the best at doing that in the Big Ten is Arold. Tried for another, but there will be a whistle.
She got a nice little block, but it's those rebounds and those second chance opportunities that Michigan is feasting on right now. He didn't get a piece of the body or the hand.
Arold to Halleck. So much cohesion between those two. Arold fading away, doesn't get the bounce. And taken by Hobbs, pushing up the floor.
This is the tempo that Michigan wants, right? They want to put pressure on you. Defensive transition is what Robin Freilich said they had to have.
Freshman to freshman, Swords to Olson. You can see her clapping. She's fired up leading this team.
Yeah, you got to move well without the basketball and create havoc and chaos, especially when you know your opponent's not matched up in transition. Everyone's just trying to find a place. Take advantage of it.
Halleck had the double clutch.
Well, you have to be in a stance. It looks like a lot of locked legs right there defensively.
Knowing A-Roll, one of the best shot blockers in the Big Ten. Just a pump fake and a two.
Yeah, you got to sell it and then get into the body, or sell it and finish the shot. You show your dog the food, they're going to bite for it.
Hobbs is going to slow things down, getting into the hands of their freshman point guard, Holloway.
I like this matchup right here. Hampton sitting right in the way of Holloway.
Oh, Hobbs gets her defender in the air. A lot of contact, no whistle. Hobbs looked incredulous as well as she was getting up from the floor.
Well, you can't displace or reroute. And I think both things occurred on that possession.
Halleck tried to take the chair out from Del Foss. Keeps her balance for the finish.
Yeah, great body balance by the freshman. Del Foss coming up with some really strategic buckets on the interior for Michigan.
Had a big late three-point play against Nebraska as the Huskers were threatening to bring it within single digits, coming up big again. And a stop here by the Wolverines.
A 15-3 run by Michigan.
Del Foss, look at her gliding across the court and finishing on the fast break.
Yeah, and they've also been doing a great job on the defensive end over their last two games, which is why they have won them, right? Doing well, executing on both sides of the floor.
Rolls thought about going one-on-one. We'll find Simmons started this game hot. 7 straight points for her team. Leaves that one short with the floater.
I think she thought she was going to get tagged as an airborne shooter, and she didn't.
Olson extends to the rim.
And that defense that I was alluding to by Michigan, they're only allowing 54 points in the last two games from their opponents at a 33% clip. So they are doing a good job right now of taking sweet spots away from Michigan State.
Tate along two is off targets. Michigan in command here at Breslin, running the floor and finishing. That time it is Hobbs off the feed from Swords.
Oh, the tempo is all Michigan right now. A 21-3 run in the last 6+ minutes.
There's a small pack of maize behind their bench getting fired up here in the road environment. Here is Hampton for three. She's got it.
And it's all the players, not just the players who play inside the painted area.
Olson, she's strong from three. Maybe Michigan a little fired up, a little antsy on the offensive end.
Well, that was a contested triple. You got to free them up and get some screens.
Aaron Halleck puts her head down to attack Van Sluten, up and under. Brilliant.
Take it back to the old school on that one.
Then a turnover. The crowd swelling here.
Pre-game Super Bowl action. Look at the spacing here. I need to fix that. Michigan has done a really good job in their 5-out looks.
Swords backing down against Hampton, a tenacious defender. Olson, the strong take. And brought down by Sotelo, is stopped by the Spartans.
Well, I love the fold-over reads, right? When you pass the ball onto the block, that corner player on the strong side takes a cut. That's hard to guard. You fold over top of the entry pass inside.
Talk about feisty defense. Brooke Quarles Daniels bringing it against Hampton.
I love that they're switching. Michigan is right there. I thought that was a travel.
Sotelo, couple of nifty moves, can't get the finish. And that is how we're also watching this too. Fast break points. Michigan State, one of the best in the Big Ten, third in the conference, 13.5 fast break points per game in Big Ten play, held to just 5 in the first half against the Michigan State team that is fantastic at clamping down in transition.
Well, listen, those are two aspects of the game that I had circled with the big red pen because it was paint points and fast break opportunities, and it's a 14-5 advantage in fast break points by Michigan.
Cam Schrader. They go right back to Van Sluten. Powerful take. In the first half, 4 points, 2 of 6 shooting, 5 rebounds. She was coming off the bench for a good portion of the season. It was what was best for her and best for us at the time, but things change in a season. You reevaluate, and she's right back in there.
Well, you have to stay ready so you don't need to get ready, and you've seen that. You don't want to see a change in a player either way, right? If you put them on the bench and they start pouting. I mean, it's a character challenge. When you have sports in front of you, it's a lot of ego to that, but you got to put that aside and do what's best for the team, although sometimes that's tough to accept as a competitor.
One around first. Hobbs looking back door. You can't do that against Theron Halleck. Now 8 seconds to shoot. Swords will leave it way short and must have gotten touched.
Yeah, I think she got a piece of that. Theron Halleck, just such a staunch defender. Those puppies activated and moved those feet.
And you saw it there, on ball and off ball on the same play. A-Rolt's going to work in the paint, and she'll be shooting just 0 for 1. Did grab 4 rebounds.
Yeah, I mean, Julia A-Rold has a story to tell, right?
Swords off the skip pass, taking the feed from Camp Schrader. Lots of movement, but Theron Halleck around, causing chaos.
A lot of disruption right there defensively. 3 players in the area being disruptive defensively for Michigan State.
Tate takes off into the paint. Can't get the roll. Ripped down by Simmons.
But Simmons right there at the right time to get her hands on the basketball.
A-Roll facing up. Van Sluten, just how they drew it up for 2.
Hey, break a play to make a play.
Incredible pace both these teams playing out here. Swords draining the 3 in front of her own bench.
And it can't be, well, that's not my man. That's our man defensively as a unit.
Halleck, long 2, can't convert. But great to see this performance from Swords. First meeting between these teams, just 4 points, 1 of 9 shooting. She takes off again, hands it off to Camp Schrader. How about back-to-back 3s? Firing at all cylinders right now. And Sluten looking for some off-ball movement. It lands in the hands of A-Rolt. Looking for a miracle flip-up there.
It was a half beat too late because, boy, I tell you what, had she caught that, she could have finished that nicely with her left hand, but she was underneath the rim and tried to make lemonade out of that.
There's the 3. Camp Schrader and the Wolverines picking up the shooting here in the second half.
Cross matches where she took clear advantage from the three-point line. Coach switching on defense here by Camp Schrader as well.
A-Roll takes the pass and answers back. She is heating up at Breslin. Inside, Swords finds herself free.
Yeah, face cut at that elbow. It's ball you man. And that time, that was not the order of things defensively for Michigan State.
Van Sluten was triple teamed there. Simmons handing it right back to her. She is stuffed, sticking with it, and finishes with the left.
Grace Van Sluten, a great example of that.
Swords has been orchestrating this strong third quarter, weaving her way inside. Swords, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, in deciding to take control against their rival, A-Rolt. It's going to be a foul right here. Michigan State lacking production from its stars and leading scorers, including Julia A-Rolt.
It's a 17-5 advantage in fast break points by Michigan to clog up that opportunity for Michigan State in the open floor.
And she beat all 4 of them solo with the ball in her hands. Here's Olson looking to get involved in the second half. Crockett working the glass. In the first meeting between these two teams, a 30-point win for Michigan State. The Spartans exploded for 59 second-half points. And that has to be in everyone's memory on both these teams.
Well, it's go time if you're Michigan State. And they just look stagnated right here on the offensive end, trying to activate A-Roll down in the paint.
Double team comes, she kicks it out. Hampton off 1 foot is off target. A-Roll will try and secured by Camp Schrader.
Give Michigan credit. They have disrupted every shot. There have been not a lot of wide open looks that Michigan State has been able to take.
This all-guard lineup, a positive rebound margin this season in Big Ten play as Olson goes one way and most recently named the Big Ten Freshman of the Week for the 2nd time this season.
It's just so tough. The horn set here, trying to get something established.
Under 10 seconds to shoot for A-Roll. It's going to go one-on-one at Camp Schrader. Forces a difficult shot, but she gets it to fall. Ball was poked away on the inbound. Michigan leading by 5. They'll lob it into Van Slooten, read by Crockett. We head to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, finish layups, man. You have to, you know you're going to be around a lot of people down inside. You're not going to get bailed out by the whistle. You've got to power those shots up. What have they learned? They've learned to take the pace of play away from Michigan State. And that's why they're holding this 5-point lead right now at this juncture of the game.
Hobbs can't finish on the post move. Here's Halleck. Tough shooting day for her, 2 for 10, but such a force for this team on both sides of the ball. That pass is just going to go out of bounds.
And they can apply a little pressure here, a little one-up soft press on Holloway. She brings it up. It's got to be a unified effort. You see Michigan State switching and all dribble drives and handoffs.
Right into the paint. Holloway with no fear.
Oh, she's a toughie. That's what Kim Burns-Enrico said. I'm going to attack you.
Aaron's pump fake and drive. Another miss inside the paint as Hobbs ripped to the floor.
And got the job done. I like that. We love to see freshmen come out here and operate the way this trio of freshmen has been operating on the road.
Hobbs launching the three, draining.
Back to the basketball, nicely executed by Hobbs and her teammates for Michigan.
Hobbs playing defense in the post. Van Slooten gets the upper hand.
Trying to get it right downstairs into the paint. And Michigan, what are they trying to do? Run after a made shot. You better be get on your horse and get downhill. That ball is inbounded before you take your second step to run back. You better sprint back.
We can't forget that this is a Michigan team that had leads against USC, against Ohio State. They have been in tough environments. They have been tested. And despite their youth, showing their strength right now, back up to 10.
They're getting real-time experience out here. Best league in the country. Big Ten women's basketball. #1, UCLA.
Olson picks up her second. Free throws here for Simmons. They mentioned UCLA. They have set a Big Ten record for consecutive weeks at #1. This is Simmons' first points since she scored the first 7.
They need that impact of offense.
Holloway finds Swords. Now 10 to shoot, working her way through traffic. Bailed out by Olson in the paint. Double team comes. A great look for Swords. Yes!
Get stops and make shots. That's what Michigan was talking about earlier today. And they have done that.
Aaron Halleck looking to respond and does.
And a lot is hinging on this one. For Michigan in particular. Like, how do you respond from that last game just 2 weeks ago?
Michigan State furiously bringing the press and forcing a turnover.
That's where you see the example of that experience, right? They've been here before. It's not their first rodeo.
She's fronting Van Slooten, sneaking along the baseline, threading the needle. Another quick pass. Van Slooten finding space, and she's fouled. That is 3 fouls on Olivia Olson, the leading scorer for this Michigan team. One of 2 in double figures today. As Van Slooten can't get the roll on the second. Big battle for the loose ball. It is mid-February. It's a rivalry. Simmons feeding it into Van Slooten in the post. Almost picked up that foot.
I thought Van Slooten had an attack.
Aaron Halleck can't get it to fall. Look at the effort. Brooke Quarles Daniels.
I heard Robin Freilich in the last timeout, a couple timeouts ago, saying we need to make our layups. Take your time and finish. You can go fast. We got to finish soft.
Jordan Hobbs lets it fly. The long rebound tracked down by Simmons. And now she'll leave her way through.
I remember back in the day when I was playing, I was a little one, and my coach, Jim Olkin, he said, you can go fast, but then you can shoot it like it's an egg, right? Shoot it soft. You can't drive hard, shoot it hard. You have a good balance.
Tate in trouble, forces it, and a Michigan turnover. The Wolverines forcing one of their own, threading the needle. It's Olson who will be shooting 2.
Right? Which team is going to have the poise necessary to finish with a win?
Olson misses the second, an 81% shooter this season.
And 3 of 4 now for Olson from the line in this game.
4 minutes to play here at Breslin. Tate into the lane. And it will go back the other way. Sotelo coming in for Michigan State. Leading the head of that full court press. Olson, patience.
Michigan's
Looking inside, an easy two, count it!
just what a great find in the open floor. A push-ahead pass. Swords with great awareness threw it behind the defense.
And what a clutch moment to come up fierce. Converts on the three-point play like it's practice.
Look at this. The Michigan State team trying to get a double drag action, trying to get downhill and get a layup. They got that one. In a lot of different ways in this game.
Olson, patient underneath. Van Sluten whistled for the block.
What they want downstairs in the paint. Olson with that head and shoulder fake got Van Sluten off balance and then took it right back up into her body for the foul.
Is it not another way, Christy, to try and take advantage of a very aggressive defensive team? Just get behind them.
Yeah, well, they're gonna run the same set again with a double drag, pop A-Roll off the top, see if she pops that.
A-Roll's a great look, will misfire. And staying here with the Spartans. Van Sluten facing up, feeding it underneath. Sotelo with the reverse. Numbers for Michigan. All of a sudden, 2-on-1, the fake, and Olson will not finish. Sigh of relief from Michigan State. They were caught off guard.
They got to finish down inside. They got to get the ball in. Van Sluten trying to size up the defense. You got to feed her.
The help defense comes. Whistle before.
Trying to rush and hurry. I mean, Michigan State is the one that has the time and score issue right now.
A-Roll will take off.
Oh.
Blocking foul and free throws.
Restricted area in women's basketball, though it's painted on the floor.
Limited today offensively under her season average. They're trying to lead this team to a potential comeback.
Try everybody out. And make sure they are composed and know where to put the basketball and have 2 or 3 options, especially in the pressing situations.
Van Sluten. That is going to be the 4th personal on Van Sluten. 18 points. 2 for 2 in the clutch. No bigger moment than now. Almost stolen away again. Michigan State has no cohesion right now. They go into Van Sluten, a tough take.
Who have grown up in the last couple of weeks after losing to Michigan State by 30 at home.
Swords doesn't get the touch. 1 minute remaining here at Breslin Center. It is Hampton launching from 3. Swords working on the weak side and a foul.
She said that's 4, not 5. They've been going to her on several of the last possessions down inside.
Bringing steadiness into the post. 9-point lead as A-Roll backing down. Holloway spinning, cannot finish. Sotelo keeping it alive for Michigan State.
They have looked stellar in terms of their execution.
Second free throw good.
Solid performance by the freshman.
She gets it in from Hobbs. Time on the side of the Wolverines. And sends the freshman Holloway to the free throw line. And she gets the first.
Circle their names. They have come on the road and just undone everything that was done to them on the 25th of January a couple of weeks ago.
A double-digit win on the road. Michigan counting down to its 2nd-ranked victory of this season. This inexperienced team getting the guts SEC rivalry victory against Michigan State. Head coach Kim Barnes-Arico with their 278th career win at Michigan.